the slippery slope of Sedge Dunes. A sleepy someone sleepier than Sedge. And Smuts United soars!
My name is Bomber Webb.
My name is Christopher Olsen.
And you're about to listen to This Week in Sedgefield.
I would like to take a moment to thank you.
It's a pleasure. What for?
Probably thank myself as well while I'm at it. So yeah, I'm also welcome for getting rid of the VAT hike.
Oh, I know.
Was that you?
It was me, and I'm sure it was you as well.
It was me as well.
It seems to have been everyone.
Pretty much everyone. I think we as a town can just pat ourselves on the back.
We can. Yep.
Because we all made at one point a prediction that it wouldn't happen.
Yes, and we pushed it.
We did.
We pushed it.
We spoke about it.
I think you should vote for us in future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well done. We really took action on this one.
We did. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, that's the news of the day, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Because today is, we're recording this on Thursday.
Yeah.
You might listen to it. By Friday, when you get it, it's going to be old hat. But at the moment, it's old VAT. Look what I did there.
Oh, you did many a thing.
We have saved... What? 0.5% of
Half
VAT.
a percent. We've done it. Thank you. But what we haven't done is saved all the accountants, and I know there are quite a few in town, and all the businesses who had already started charging for May and went through all of the headache and the pain of adding a 0.5 on all of the calculations. Now they have to revert and refund.
I think it's kind of just adding it on, like you go into your accounts program and it says VAT at 15%. I think you just add 0.5.
It's definitely as simple as that.
If you send invoices out,
and people have paid, and you got to get back on that.
That's like 50 cents on 100 rand. That's a lot of money.
It is. If you got a lot of people doing it.
50, I think.
I don't know.
50 cents on 10 rand, maybe.
Let's not do
I don't know.
Let's not do the accounting or the math or the claiming to be good. But you know what we should do is speak about all the things happening in and around Sedgefield this week.
Oh yes, because we are called This Week in Sedgefield.
I'm actually called Chris.
Okay.
Hi, good to meet you. So one of the things that has been coming up a lot over the past however long and is coming to the fore once again, and this was after the meeting last week, is the action really on the dune.
Oh, yes. The action on the dune. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I do. There's a lot of action on the dune.
And what are we kind of focusing on?
Continues to be action. Well, let's go back to the meeting, the budget meeting, which seems like a strange segue, but it's not. At the budget meeting, there was the municipal manager and a lot of
an envoy.
the directors.
There were a whole bunch of people there.
There was an envoy of directors.
Yes. That's what they're called.
I think so, and they basically said, we're going to have a manager responsible for Sedgefield. They are really
which
pushing
was so
that.
good.
And B, and this is a big B. That's a good big B.
Big B in the big B in the council.
They want to decentralize law enforcement so that we have officers based in Sedgefield.
Okay.
So put that in June speak.
Yes.
That means if illegal building of structures on top of the dune, which has been the subject of conversation for so many months.
And decapitation of foliage.
As a recap, decapitation. Oh my goodness. As a recap, there was a court order years ago to stop people building on the dune.
Yeah.
The court order is being ignored, and up until now, there hasn't been enough law enforcement to stop them.
To actually do it. There's been a bit of cleaning up happening. But that's pretty much the extent of it.
There has been structures taken down, but there's a whole lot of strange rules that if the structure is up and people are living in it, then it can't be taken down.
You can't take it down, especially if you don't have a place to put them. That's the big part of the law.
That's the law, but that seems to be how they are operating, how law enforcement is operating. So if we have law enforcement based in Sedgefield that at the push of a button or the shout of a WhatsApp note or the whatever.
A notification of a collab app. That's where it all goes. Any of these issues onto the collab app.
The thing can be taken down and look, I feel sorry for the law enforcement guys. I think there was a report the other week that one of them had their car windscreens.
Yes, there was the photo of it, like a rock or something.
Like a rock thrown because he'd been up there taking down. The other thing that they need to look at, though, if the legalities are right, is the removal of the building structure.
Building materials, yes. And they're just saying that they actually need a place to store it. So they're speaking and working with, and this is where it does sound good, that there does seem to be good open communication between the council, between the municipal workers and the law enforcement, and everyone involved in this is communicating, it seems, pretty well.
Yes.
And it's actually being effective so far.
Yeah.
You don't want to count too many chickens before they hatch. But one of the interesting things happening with it now, because there is the law enforcement, it does seem like they're going up even later in the afternoon, almost evening. I think they did go up when they were asked to, and obviously checking on lots. But the one group is calling for, maybe we should get some private security companies. We will fund it. Maybe there's something more that we can do. Which initially I'm like, yes, great. But then it's also
yeah, it's a huge box of what? Crackers?
Penguins.
A
box of penguins. No, that's a good thing.
Can of worms.
There we go, a can of worms.
Can of worms, yeah. Because what are the legalities? So we've got that High Court order. Well, when I say we, the municipality has that High Court order. The municipal manager of the time got it set. So they have it, but they have to answer it and enforce it. Are private citizens or private companies allowed to enforce such an order?
Yeah, and that's the difficult thing, because these are illegal things happening. Like if I see somebody doing something illegal on my street, for example, I don't know, slapping a dog or something like that, can I
make a citizen's arrest?
Yeah, and I can I'll walk over, citizen's arrest, or just stop them. I mean, I saw that happening on the one group, even some people bashing about some dogs, and they said go in and stop them, which I think was a little old lady who reported it. I don't know who it was. But I'd imagine them walking up to these big dudes with dogs and saying, hey, stop it.
Yeah,
like we can do that. Right? So would this fall into the same category? I don't know.
It is a can of worms, because we're not just talking about misbehavior.
Yeah.
We are talking about breaking of law. Yeah. But we're also talking about people who are building homes.
Yeah. Who don't have places to live.
They don't have places to live. There needs to be ulterior land found, earmarked.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there needs to be, so that's the new land earmarked.
Yeah.
Let's put up some structures there, what have you. And then they need to fence off the sensitive dune. As I say.
So you're saying we should build a wall?
Yep. Oh, no.
You were trying to avoid it so hard.
That's the problem.
It's effective.
We hate fences.
Yeah.
It's offensive.
It's offensive. That's why you got to do a wall, not just a fence.
I don't know. No, you've got to fence off the area on both sides to stop people, from Groenfillet, and stop people from the Smutsville side. To protect that dune.
That's right.
My goodness, that's a whole political.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Let's move on, because this is getting uncomfortable.
It is a little bit. Hey, well, let's do something that unites us all.
What's that?
The Smuts United team on the front page of the Edge, doing an absolutely fantastic job with a beautiful picture. It is
such great news.
Very, very cool.
And they've been Smuts United were a phenomenal team a while back, a few years back. They were winning everything.
Yeah,
and then they kind of dropped under the radar.
Oh, is it? Okay.
And I wonder why. We didn't hear anything about them. And then. I think it was 2022 that they won the Easter Cup, the Easter Trophy.
Oh,
it's an Easter tournament, so I'm calling it the Easter Trophy.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it's Neisner Municipality that kind of coordinates it.
Oh, cool! Oh,
it's
that's a decent thing to do.
It's run in a couple of stadiums in Neisner itself.
I would hope so.
32 teams.
Whoa!
So it's not like they're not just winning
like me and
one
my
or
mates.
two matches. 32 teams.
Decent.
And Sedgefield's Smuts United.
Yes, please.
Yes.
What a win.
They won it 2-0. They played the African Eagle
Oh, African
Football
Eagle.
club?
Yeah, I mean, African Eagle, what have they got?
Oh,
Anyone can beat an African Eagle.
Yeah,
tennis racket or a...
That's it, yeah.
We are speaking about soccer, by the way. I
Yes,
don't think we actually said about football.
Football, soccer.
Sorry, football.
Yeah.
That's
So,
what
yeah, they beat the African Eagles.
Ooh, you know what they wouldn't have beat, though?
What's that?
The African Penguins.
Oh, no, they never would have.
No one
I mean,
would have.
those guys in their black
No one's
and
going
white.
to... Yeah,
they would have.
they are serious.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, so
did so
well
well. That's
done
awesome.
to Smutsville United. So cool. I really hope that this helps if they need sponsorship and that sort of thing.
Oh, right. Yeah,
But
yeah.
what a celebration. 2 goals, one by a junior.
Yeah?
So they recruited
What, did he just run
a
on the
junior
field?
onto the team.
Yeah.
And his name is in the paper. And
And
I'm
you're
trying
looking
to
at
look for it.
Scanning for.
Where is it?
That's amazing. What a story.
BJ Kasanya.
VJ?
BJ Kasanya.
So
He
BJ
was
is
a
gonna have a story
junior
for
player
life.
recruited onto the team for the match. And then on the other side of the coin,
Mm-hmm.
the next goal that cemented their win was Captain Corne Malita.
Captain
So
even.
the captain
yes,
scored.
please.
And then they also gave a special mention
great story.
to one of their backs, who was Rishan Kameneth, who
yeah?
working with the goalie
Yeah?
was Aswell Van Rooyen.
Yes.
They said those two kept that goal
Really?
safe. There was no getting past it.
I would love to watch that.
Me too. I didn't.
that sounds
I
exciting.
confess, I didn't even know it was on.
Me neither.
But great, what a win, and what a lovely photograph, as you say. I didn't take it, so we asked who took the photograph because the club sent it to us.
Oh, did they? Oh, nice.
And they didn't know. They said they received it.
Okay, cool.
I think from the tournament organizers.
If it was you out there,
look
thank
at
you.
The jubilation on their faces.
Just utter
really
jubilation.
cool. Jubilation.
Just so jubilant after Easter. Fantastic. That's very, very cool.
That happened on Monday, 2 days ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
So that was very recent. Okay, that's why I haven't seen anything about it besides, the Edge, which is out now, which is, of course, going to be the trustworthy one, the one that brings in all of the news, and one of the juicy ones. And, well, maybe not juicy. This is just one, the story that I really, really, I don't know if enjoyed is the right one, the right word about it, but that we have, we know that we're a bit of a sleepy town.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, of course.
And this story is quite telling of just that.
Oh yes, we are. And it happened. Well, the person involved was from a sleepier town than Sedgefield.
So apparently there is sleepier than Sedgefield.
Yes, yeah. He was from...
Oh, you didn't say Humansdorp.
Humansdorp. That's it.
Humansdorp.
Yeah, Humansdorp. So, okay, the person who came to tell us the story was Cindy Hall. She's a medic.
Oh, cool.
She runs a company called Rescue Care, and she goes and
I've seen
looks
Rescue
after
Care all
people
over,
in their homes, people who've had injuries, people who need medical assistance, but in their own homes and that sort of thing. So she's very good. She does a lot of volunteer work. She actually said to me, "You will not believe how many times the emergency services, the emergency squad, whatever, for medical emergencies are called out in Sedgefield. It's
really?
just not, it just happens.
Yeah. We're a dangerous bunch.
Her take on this was that it was so beautiful and wonderful how all the people involved in emergency situations in Sedgefield, the people called, the volunteers, most of them volunteers.
The people of Sedgefield.
Oh, Sedgefield. Yeah. They rushed in and all fit into place, did whatever needed to be done. Nobody saying, I'm in charge. Nobody saying, you do this. They all just seamlessly fell into place, directing traffic, moving vehicles. But let me tell you the story.
Yeah, let's hear what actually happened.
So she was crossing the road in her car from the northern side, crossing the traffic lights.
The highway. Okay, traffic lights, cap.
So there was this car, double cab bucky, parked. So it had just come off the service road to turn to cross at the lights.
Okay.
So it was kind of almost on the road to cross the lights.
Yeah.
But not quite fully on there.
Okay.
But it was parked in such a way that she couldn't turn right where she wanted to. So she went past and she thought, this guy's on his phone.
Yeah, something.
But when she went past, she saw his head was on the steering wheel, like slumped.
It's not a great way to drive.
No, not at all.
Oh, boy.
And
Ooh,
so she quickly pulled
concerning.
over and she ran over to the car. The engine's running. The doors are locked. The window's closed.
Ooh.
He's slumped over his steering wheel, out cold. She's banging on the window and the door saying, wake up.
Wake up. Yeah.
And then she realizes the car's in gear. So if he wakes up and takes his foot off the clutch,
he would have to have his foot on the clutch already. Ooh, okay.
Yeah. So he had his foot on the clutch.
Yeah.
So then another guy runs. Okay, she says there was 3 cars behind him hooting.
As you do. Yeah.
But they probably also thought he was on his phone. But one guy stops. His name was Billy King, not Billie Jean.
Yeah, Billy King.
Billy King stops his car. And he ran over and said, what's going on? He saw the situation, went back to his car and got, as we all have in our cars, a hammer.
Yeah. Yes.
And he ran to and they decided they had
hammer time for Billy King.
Yeah, they don't want hammer down. They don't want to smash a window near the fellow.
Yes,
because glass might
or in general,
as a so they found the smallest back window that they could, and they had to smash it and wake the guy up. Meanwhile, she, normally cool, calm, and collected, had put a thing on the COP emergency group.
Yes,
community-orientated policing. Emergency group.
Yeah, volunteers.
Very calmly saying, "Can you get someone down here now?
Help! Wait, Billy King is here. He's got a hammer."
No, she said she was panicked because potentially, if the guy had, as I said earlier, if he'd taken his foot off the clutch,
at any point it could go horribly wrong.
Into the middle of a busy highway. You're talking school holiday time or just before
trucks
Easter, whatever.
that can't slow down quickly. Yeah.
So, guys arrived left, right, and center, and were helping. Another paramedic arrived. The fire department arrived.
Sedgefield shows up.
Yeah, Sedgefield shows up big time.
Oh, that is cool.
It took them, I think, 25 minutes to wake him. So they got the window open. They opened the doors, but he would not wake up.
Yeah.
Eventually, she finds his phone.
Yeah.
She can't unlock it.
Yeah.
But as she's holding his phone, it rings.
Whoa.
And she answers and says, do you know the owner of this phone?
Yeah.
And the guy on the other side said, where's he left it now? And she said, no,
he's right.
It's important. He's right here. And
he felt quite bad after that, I'm sure.
I'm coming now.
Yes. Okay.
And it was his boss. His boss was in another car driving... waiting at the Karatra Road turn-off.
Okay, it's not too far.
So not too far.
Okay, but yes.
He whizzed back.
Sure.
Meanwhile, the guy woke up.
Okay.
But totally disorientated. All he wants to do is drive off. But
he's like, I've got to be somewhere.
She had the thought to take the keys out the ignition.
Oh, good job.
Which was good.
Yeah.
Eventually they checked him out. They paramedicked him, whatever they do. They had no history, so they didn't know if he had taken medication.
Or if he was inebriated.
If he was inebriated, I hope not, because it was in the afternoon, late afternoon. But no, he wasn't. He was actually on a business trip.
Sure.
And I think he had stopped at one of the shops or the pharmacy or something while the other 2 members of his work group
just kind of
had gone on and they were waiting for him. He had they got him off to hospital.
Okay, I wanted to check, is he all right?
Was put in wherever the vehicle would get put. I think his
somewhere
boss
by
sorted
Bullet,
it.
whatever. Yeah.
And later on, she got a call from his wife, as in probably a day later.
Yeah?
He was back home in Humansdorp. And his wife was just so delighted with how the Sedgefielders had... reacted.
That's right. Yeah, that's really what we do. We show up.
And she said it seems that he had a mini stroke or a series of mini strokes or something. Recovering well, everything
that's
fine.
Great. Very, very good to hear.
Something to look
into. We really hope that he'll have a good recovery, and thank you and well done to everyone involved. There, to Cindy, for Billy.
Give them a...
Is that what you do to say thank you to someone? You walk up to them, they've given you something nice.
That's it. Okay, I've got a keyboard next to me. Okay, moving right along.
Enough silliness. Actually, probably a little bit. Hey, okay. Now, pretty much one of the last pages of the Edge is dedicated to the big Sandpiper saga. We got a lot of S's over here. A lot of S's happening. The Sandpiper saga yes. Right after the Sleepy Sedge and Smuts United. Just before we speak about the Skate Jam, we've got the Sandpiper.
The Sandpiper, yeah.
Saga summary. Okay. There's a timeline, and when there's a timeline, this thing is complicated.
Business, yeah. Okay, so.
Should we start with some context?
Yeah, context.
You spoke about the actual picture that you got there.
Okay, well, let's go before that. In the previous editions, 2 editions, we've had articles that we've published, originally published by Ground Up, talking about the Sandpiper development that's on the just near the Maioli Beach. I mentioned June. Apparently, it's not on the June. That's important. It's on this side of the June, but it's not on the June.
I thought that was a dune.
Apparently not.
Sorry.
Consultant. So we've had a thing. They were suing a lady that
individual.
An environmental campaigner. They were suing her for $5 million, I think it was.
Something ridiculous. Huge amounts.
Because she had Tessa Jobert, I think her name is. She had complained, or not complained, she'd put it in a what would you call it?
A complaint.
A stay of execution.
Saying stop it. She had done the environmental stuff to make it so that they could no longer build. Yeah, they had to stop. They had to halt all of their operations, which is a costly thing.
Through the Neisner Tribunal.
Okay. Oh, that's how she did it.
They were suing her. And then the next edition, we had another article, the same developers suing the Neisner municipality.
Yes.
Because why they were suing them was basically because they had been given environmental approval on this development.
Yeah.
Before
it had got the all clear.
It had got the all clear.
See, that's the piece of information that I was really after. Okay, yeah.
So it had got the all clear, and then obviously a further stop was put to it, so it delayed it.
Yeah.
So if I remember, the all clear was given on the 6th of April 2022, and it's now being cleared.
That.
Now it's going. Now it's going. No, it is approved now.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Because the tribunal, when they got given information and objections, further objections,
and the comments and all
then
that.
They decided to rethink the whole thing, and they stopped the whole thing. But it did already have approval. So the tribunal met in 2024. So it was given it was given approval in 2022, and the tribunal met in 2024 and decided no in February 2024. So then they had to go and chat with the tribunal and
get it all cleared up.
I think it went up a few notches, and the eventual authority was given to them. Oh, the text is so small in this. It was given to them
it's a magnifying glass and a lot of details.
By the environmental...
the powers that be.
The powers that be.
Okay, let's
so that they could go ahead. The interesting thing is that the story on this goes back quite a few years. And I had forgotten about the controversy because it was way back in 2006.
Yeah.
So before that area was a builder's rubble site.
Yes.
It was an official builder's rubble site.
Oh, it was officially?
It was official.
Oh, okay. And I thought it was like an informal
of the time, had fenced it off. They had people working there. It was a builder's rubble dump site.
Yeah.
And everyone used to take rubble there.
Sweet tea wrappers and, and bricks.
And bricks, yeah. And then the owner, I think it was, I don't know if it was lent to them by the owner, whatever you, then if I might remember correctly, and it was almost 20 years ago.
Yeah, it was 2006 the photos from,
new owners, 2006. The new owners, when they bought the property, they got a high court injunction demanding that the municipality rehabilitate the ground.
Oh, okay. So get it back
they
to
had
lovely
to get
state.
it back to its pristine self. So I mean,
environmentally improve it, one might say.
That's it. Yeah.
Oh, what an interesting.
They had to. I mean, the picture in the paper this time was one from the Edge from 2006. Yeah. These queues of trucks taking this rubble out. And it's not just a case of removing rubble, because when you've got cement and bricks and that sort of thing, there's a lot of leaching into the soil. So they had to rehabilitate the land. But I think what the developers were saying, the current developers, and I don't know how many hands it's gone through, but I think they kind of said, listen, at that time, the municipality is saying it was fine for it to be a builder's rubble dump site.
Yes, which is a lot worse than...
So anyway, I think the change of it to be a more stories than was originally planned. Maybe that was an added thing in the mix.
To change it to like high density.
So the consultants, the environmental consultants.
So this is a point that I want to make quite clear, because when reading it and when first seeing it, I'm like, okay, was this the developer who wrote it? Was this who's writing this?
It was the EcoRoute environmental consultants.
Okay,
so they are the environmental consultants on the project.
Okay, so they would be a lot more objective. Because
I think they have to be. I mean, their reputation is on the line.
They're not getting sued at the moment, are they?
Yeah, no. Their reputation is on the line. I mean, okay, obviously the developers have to employ environmental consultants. So they are at the developers on the developer's ticket.
Yes, but they have to be independent.
They have to be independent, and they will lose licenses. They will lose. So they really have to be play above board. And these guys have been around for a long time. They're very well recognized. So they've put this response together to say, hang on, guys. They're not saying the application is right, the developers are right. They're not saying the other people
all the environmentalists or the developers or everyone is. This is an in-between.
This is the timeline. This is what happened. Just to give people a better understanding of the whole situation.
Okay, that's massively helpful.
It really is. It's some people are saying, Sedgefield needs more development. Other people are saying, no, it doesn't need that development.
This and that.
But the bottom line is on this, they are following the process.
Yeah, and that's what
we
need.
They had the approval. That's where we are. People have to make their own decisions of whether they like it or not.
Yeah. That's it. And there are just the facts. And I'm looking forward. I haven't read it through yet, and I'm definitely going to. It's a very, very interesting piece.
And I must apologize to our readers. The timeline that came with it. The text is very, very small, but it was a long timeline. It's someone my age. Just have your glasses on when you read that the text and the timeline.
There are a lot of magnifying glasses.
The rest of the story is our usual 9-point Times New Roman.
Oh, really? Is that what you do? Okay.
But the timeline is quite small, but we had to fit it in.
Okay. Let's squeeze in one more S before we say goodbye, and that is to note very big. It's big. Skate Jam is coming up on the 4th of May.
Yes, the 4th of May.
So may the 4th be with you.
Yes.
So Skate Jam is absolutely awesome. Another F, yes. For Star Wars.
Star Wars.
So Skate Jam coming up. That's going to be an absolutely awesome event. 4th of May, outside Stoned Oxygen and Kahunas and all that place again. Same place.
That's it, same place.
A lot of great things. Bring the family, bring a skateboard.
They've been building ramps.
Really?
More ramps.
Last
time I think they had, you'll know, last time
there were two main ramps. There was
a
box.
Quarter pipe?
No, that's a mini, you can just call it, like a mini ramper, maybe a small quarter pipe. Okay,
a small.
Let's go for that. Yeah,
okay,
a little rampy.
Anyway, they built some more.
That is so
it's
cool.
going to be very cool.
Because that's one of the favorite things to do there. It's scary to do one of those if you haven't before, and a lot of ouchies can happen from it. It's so much fun.
I smoked a quarter pipe once.
I did.
Yes. I don't think that counts, does it?
No, it explains a lot, really. Ultimately. And I saw Carpe Musicam is doing their 4th of May as well.
Also, same day, but in the afternoon. So you can do both.
And they're doing some Star Wars songs there.
Yes,
that is so cool. Love that they are doing that. Oh, I should have showed you the Imperial March. Dum, 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 with people singing. Man, it is so worthwhile. So definitely worth going and checking that out and getting those tickets. Carpe Musicam, OC Skate Jam is free entry. It's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. That's going to be very cool. I will
Lots of sponsors. Big prizes, yeah,
great,
absolutely.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm glad. Have you sponsored your voice? Are you
yes,
MCing?
I'm keeping because I'm doing the comparing again.
Oh, please
comparing.
Announcing. You're going to compare them. Oh, that one's not quite as good as that. Do that one again. It's not quite as good. Okay.
Oh, and can I do a quick final punt for the budget?
Let's do a third quick final punch. Yes. No, it's an important one. Yeah.
Get your complaints in, or your observations, or your comments in. By the 30th of this month, there is a Sedgefield Town Hall meeting on the 30th of this month. So don't wait for that. Get them in beforehand.
Yeah, get them in before and discuss them there.
This is for the budget and the IDP. rdavids@neisner.gov.za. I'll say that again. rdavids@neisner.gov.za. That's where you send in your comments of the budget. Budget available on the municipal website.
And we put it. I'll put it in the description again.
Yep.
Very, very good.
Got to do that. And then pick up a penguin if you can.
There you go. Give it a hug.
Yeah.
Not that you need it. I mean, no, sorry, not that the penguin needs it. They're very content creatures.
They are.
It's us who needs it.
We need it.
It's us. We need them. Let's make sure we look after them.
You've got me all teary-eyed now.
Oh, respect. Hey, that does for us. Thank you. Goodbye.
It's been real.
I think so.